Welcome back to Hello Nigeria. This time around, we have a very interesting conversation. We're looking at sexual harassment in the marketplace. Joining us to talk about this is someone who is the founder of Market Match, an initiative set up to stop the normalized act of bullying in our marketplaces. Damilola Marcus is here to share with us what she and her team are doing and how we as individuals, as Nigerians, can be of support, can stand together to end sexual harassment in the marketplace. Thank you so much for joining us, Damilola.
Welcome, you for having me.
Now, this is a very important conversation because this is the festive season. By tomorrow, today, people have already started going to all the markets, Balogun, you know, all the major markets in Lagos will be full of people. Yeah. Now, I once wanted to do a vlog about how to survive in a marketplace in Lagos. At the time, I never thought there was something I could do about it. Why? Because these guys are always tugging your shirts, tugging your sleeves and pulling you and thinking it's normal. So I always said to people, rule number one, wear a long sleeve if you don't like people touching you. What was your personal experience? Was there any particular experience that birthed this movement that you started?
Definitely. Growing up in Lagos, the markets always terrified me because I was always scared right from when I was about 10 years old. You have older men dragging you, pulling you, commenting about your body. I went to Queen's College and Unilag, so I always used to pass Yaba, for instance, and then you have them commenting about your body. It was always an uncomfortable experience for me. The most traumatic one that I can remember was once when a guy slapped my behind because I complained about him dragging me, as if to say, Shay, you're complaining about dragging. Here's what I can do. And I felt so helpless because it was in broad daylight. Nobody did anything. Nobody said anything. I went home feeling really, really bad about it because I really felt helpless. I wanted to slap him. But I was younger. I was like 18 or so. And there was nothing I could really do at that point in time. So I've definitely had my fair share of market trauma, if I can call it that.
And so far, since the Market Match started, you know, what has been your success so far?
It has been really, 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 really interesting. The amount of support we've gotten, I can't even begin to explain how successful it has been. We've had a lot of positive feedback from both men and women, talking about how they were frustrated and thought there was nothing they could do about this, and how willing they are to support the movement no matter what it takes. And also, we're so happy with the feedback we got from the traders themselves. Because when we went there, we had a mindset. We knew these men knew that what they were doing was wrong, and we knew they were going to resist us. But not the way that they resisted us so violently. They threw water at us, threw boiled corn at us, threw stones at us, because they were so angry and upset that how dare us come and say, stop touching us, stop harassing us. So it really opened the door into the psychic of these men and how entitled they really felt to touching and dragging and grabbing women. It was really eye-opening, and for a lot of people as well. People were like, was it this bad? I think a lot of people just somehow minimized the danger, minimized this behavior in their brain. So having the match and the response we got from the traders made everybody more aware of what it really was that we were dealing with.
I'd still like us to, you know, look into what exactly constitutes sexual harassment, because we find that some people don't even know what sexual harassment is. And I'd like to see your experience, to give us further insight into your experience at the Market Match. But we have some clips of videos that you took at the marketplace, at the match. Where was this match held?
This was held at Yaba.
When?
On Saturday from 12:45, somewhere around 1:30. We walked from Ojuelegba to Yaba roundabout and then out of the market.
All right, so they had their placards, they had their protests, and all they kept saying was, you know, stop touching us, stop sexually harassing us, I am not your spec, I am not your color, and all other slogans. We have some clips, take a look at it. When we come back, we'll be speaking with Damilola Marcus of Market Match.
Stop touching us! Stop touching us! Yaba boys! Stop touching us!
that the ladies of the market match visited Yaba Market to make protests, to educate people on what sexual harassment is, and to say no more will we sit down and relax while you sexually harass us in the marketplace. And as you can hear, there were chants calling them all sorts of names, from prostitutes, throwing stones at them, throwing objects at them. These are the heartbreaking things that this woman had to endure, all because they said, I am not your color, I am not your spec, don't touch me. Joining us in the studio is Damilola Marcus, the founder of Market Match, and she's been explaining to us the process and all that they've been doing to create awareness. Let's look at the preparation process and the event itself, you know, the match. First of all, were you nervous? Were you scared? Did you think they were going to harm you? And did they actually harm you? Apart, I already know you mentioned that they threw corn at you. Like, hope nobody was physically hurt in the process.
My sister had a jab on her head.
Wow.
Yeah, she had a jab on her head. But apart from that, most of us were safe at the end of the day. We were pretty much safe. Thankfully, because we came with the security personnel. Before we went for the match, we already knew that there would be sort of responses from them that might have been violent, but not to that extent. I wasn't nervous at all because I was prepared for them. So I was like, today you will stop it. So I wasn't nervous. I was very confident going for the match. The only thing that made me sort of afraid was the turnout. So this was the first match, and I wasn't certain whether just going with 10 people, 12 people, was that going to be enough? I wasn't sure. But when we got to the match, members of the team, JJ, the rest, they just said, you know what? No matter how small we are, no matter what, we're going just like that, and we will stand confident in our message. And that sort of put me at ease. And we were able to go together and have that message said. And to be fair, even though we got the responses that we got, we weren't feeling bad about them. In fact, we're happy that they showed their true colors so that people will stop saying that women are lying when we say that these things happen to us. So as they came out in their true colors, we're happy about that because now everybody can see, there is evidence, we can see that this is a major mindset problem.
Okay, so now I want to ask this question. What exactly constitutes sexual harassment? I'm asking this because Yaba, for example, I went to Methodist Girls High School, Yaba also. And I can tell you an experience I had as young as age 10. Yeah. I was actually still in primary school then at Command Children's School, Yaba. And this guy, I'm walking as young and tiny as I looked, was actually walking with other women. And the next thing he does was, he was trying to tug his arm towards this part of my body. As young as I was, I can't even say I had boobs. And I felt it was strange that somebody tried to do that to me. Yeah. Now, when I made noise about it, the guy actually went like, who they touch you, they lie. And this Yoruba elderly woman that was selling earrings or something used slippers to actually throw at that guy. And he started laughing and just walked away. So now, what constitutes sexual harassment? Because I felt sexually harassed. Yes. I didn't know what it was then, but now I do, as old as I am. Yes. So what is sexual harassment to you?
Sexual harassment is anything from inappropriate touching of as little as touching your hand with sexual intent. So if you're walking through Yaba Market and someone touches you, caresses your hand without your consent, that is sexual harassment. Sexual harassment can also be verbal. When you start making inappropriate comments about somebody's body and their sexual parts on their body, that is sexual harassment. I think a lot of people just think that sexual harassment is until I say, you must have sex with me, you should have sex with me. That's coercion. It is still sexual harassment, but it's coercion. Sexual harassment is basically inappropriate and unwanted form of sexual behavior, any unwanted form. So when a woman is walking down the market and he's commenting on her body and he's touching her, what he was doing to you, trying to touch, that is sexual harassment. And it is actually a criminal offense in Lagos State. So it's not just a crime against you, it's a crime against the state. And the severity of it is what is being minimized and downplayed. When these men are sexually harassing women in public and in markets, they are committing an offense against the state. And I think we need to be very open about what really sexual harassment is, because it's not just that they are touching you, they are harassing you, and they know exactly what they're doing.
And beyond just committing an offense, it shows the mindset that they have. And this is a mindset that enables rape culture and stigmatization and all the things that we're so stubbornly trying to fight against. So it takes us 2 steps further. While we are making progress, you're taking a step forward, you're taking 2 steps backwards, because there are people that don't even know that what they're doing is wrong. Now, that day you went to lecture them, were there people that were willing to learn, that were open to some of the things that you were saying?
Yes, definitely. Which is why I don't even think that these men don't know what they're doing is wrong. I feel like one of the reasons why they shamed us so much was because they felt ashamed. They do know that it's wrong. They know it's sexual harassment because the first thing they'll tell you is it's what she's wearing that's made them. They accused us of what we were wearing. So they do know that it's sexual, what they're doing. They're not oblivious of it or ignorant. And then because people might say maybe it's their educational background, but that's not true. When we look at other people right there in the middle of the heat of the match, we had traders who were telling them, they say, make on no touch now, leave them. So there were other men who were saying, obviously they were in the minority, but there were men like them who were telling them that they say no touch now. So it is not a matter of like they are illiterate or they don't know. They know exactly what they're doing. But touching and groping women, harassing women for them is sport. It's fun. They don't see it as something that is consequential. For them, it's something they do to express themselves and their maleness. It has nothing to do with a lack of knowledge. They are very well aware that what they're doing is very wrong. If you even go on a good day and you meet one who somehow thinks he deserves a medal for his good behavior, he will tell you, follow me by now. Me, I know they touch person. Me, I know go drag you.
All right.
So they know, they are aware. They've started to use it as a selling point. They've created a space of fear and trauma to the point that they can use it as a selling point for you.
Very quickly, in a few seconds, what are you hoping to achieve? There's so much that needs to be done. How can people be a part of what you're doing, trying to spread this message further? And are you looking towards speaking with the market leaders and the market heads to pass across your message?
Yes, definitely. So we're working on a petition at the moment. We've gotten about 8,000 something signatures. We want to take that particularly to that to the local government, the senator in charge of that constituency, the market leaders. We want an educational program for them every month during their monthly meeting, as well as a patrol squad, because like I said, there's a crime against the state. And if you want to support, we'll soon be receiving donations. Not yet, but when we're ready for that, we'll put that out
and
to the public.
Signatures as well. For people who want more information, that want to sign this petition, how can they visit the website?
The petition is on change.org, but you can just follow us on Twitter. We have it there as one of our tweets. We've been retweeting tweets around it, so you'll definitely find a link to where you can sign the petition.
Thank you so much for joining us, Damilola Marcus, and thank you for the amazing work you're doing to create a change and impact our generation.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love am.